His whole opinion about women on film, from beginning to end, is very brief. He says, women on film, either naked or dead. Both is better. And it's like, whoa! Whoa. The man has got a spiritual malady for a start. I mean, the scary thing is that I think a lot of people think that. Maybe not to that extreme. There are people, well-meaning people, and you'll know within 15 minutes
if this is a person you want to work with. Yeah, Christopher Walken, the first time I ever did a casting session in America.
Yeah,
terrified me.
Me too.
I mean, fucking hell! I came to meet the guy. They said, "Oh, he's flying in from God knows where."
Yeah, but he didn't need a plane, right?
Yeah.
It's like
he didn't need a plane. He came in. He was doing all the kind of Scorsese stuff. And I said, have you had a chance to read the script? And he looked at me and he said, did you like my take? And I went, yes. He said, well, that's fucking great, because if you don't, get De Niro. Fuck you, I'm out of here. And we stood up and walked out. And everyone said, well, that I think was quite a good meeting.
No, he came to see me on a rooftop in New York. I said, hey, can I talk to you? And he said, sure. And he floated in, sideways, through a crowd of people. He was wearing black. And it was like one of those old vampire movies where they don't walk, but they glide. And he was a dancer, you know, so he has he's very, graceful.
Yeah.
And he moved sideways, and he just sat down in a chair next to me. And it kind of frightened me. And he's a very smart guy. And we started talking, and I didn't, say much of anything about reading the script, nothing. I just started talking about the Middle Ages. And he began to talk tortures. And we swapped tortures, because I'd read this book on torture. And I tried to recall some of the most heinous things I'd ever read in this book. And he was like, oh, and he'd try and top it. And my assistant was there, and he left because he couldn't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
The air had turned cold. And then he left, and I wanted to leave. And because I knew that I didn't want to work with him.
Yeah.
And he was getting scary.
Yeah.
And then I turned around, and it was on top of the Peninsula Hotel. I turned around to avoid his steady gaze at one point.
Yeah.
And I was looking at a building with the top of the sixes on it. So there was a huge illuminated 666 in red.
Yeah.
And I went from that to that to that, and he started smiling. And I thought, oh no, Chris Walken is the Antichrist, I'll think, Walken, and you'll resent it for a little while, then you have to let it go. Otherwise, you'll eat yourself alive. And I think it takes that kind of cockroach resilience to survive in this town. When I came over here, I was in my mid-20s.
Right.
The first time I really came over here. I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And and I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be, because a whole place can't be like, Weird Town, where the stranger wanders in and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them. And they tell you don't go into the house on the hill. And it's like that. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like. Could it? And then you find out later on the track that you were exactly on track with a lot of this stuff. Not specifically on track, but that you could, that some of your worst nightmares were real at the time, and you think, Now this is what I mean by actually starting to swim up or downstream with the rest of the salmon, eventually, if you stay here long enough.
Yeah.
You'll find yourself doing that. And you have to, there's a way of doing it without doing it. That takes time. And it takes relaxation.
Not being uncomfortable about
Not being uncomfortable, realizing it for what it is,
projecting.
and understanding what it is. Once you understand it, well, then you're not afraid of it anymore, so you can just walk around it, through it, and then get on with what you tried to get on with in the first place. A place like this can humiliate you, and it can humiliate you, it can be humbling. I mean, it does rip your life to pieces.
Is it?
If you'll let it.
Yeah.
And it's always pounding at the walls. It's these little guys, these little heathens with no soul downstairs with horns on their head with a battering ram trying to like beat your walls in.
Mel Gibson's shocking revelations in an interview about the dark side of Hollywood have recently resurfaced online after the release of the gripping movie Sound of Freedom. He does not hold back, directly targeting the industry's prominent figures, the Hollywood elites, claiming that they are conspiring against him.
No, there have been a lot of obstacles thrown in the way. You know, there's a lot of, what would you call it, poltergeist activity or something, I don't know.
I did a lot of research on it, and according to all the research, it was way worse than that.
No, I'd like to work again, but I'd never been a guy who would sell his soul to get, money or fame. Wasn't.
One of the most disturbing problems in our world today is human trafficking, and particularly the trafficking of children.
Additionally, Gibson has been placed on informal probation for 36 months under specific terms and conditions, requiring him to dedicate 16 hours to community service. A passionate advocate of the film has taken to social media, encouraging everyone to experience its profound impact. However, following the movie's release, an interview featuring the actor expressing his astonishment at the true nature of Hollywood has caught the internet's attention. The new movie had a tumultuous debut, with moviegoers sharing alleged experiences of being forced from their seats in theaters, experiencing unusual disruptions. Sound of Freedom is based on Tim Ballard's courageous endeavors to combat child sex trafficking worldwide. The actor admitted to having a series of weird paranoid suspicions about the events surrounding him, unable to comprehend certain occurrences. Although the interview doesn't explicitly relate to the themes of Sound of Freedom, movie producer and host of the Slightly Offensive podcast, Elijah Schaffer, drew intriguing connections between the two in a gripping tweet he shared on Sunday. He exclaimed, "Shocking!" before providing insights insights in the attached video. Elijah Schaffer emphasized that Mel Gibson's Sound of Freedom is the real deal, as it warned about the dark side of Hollywood back in 1998 and predicted how they would turn against him. He also alludes to actors possibly being perceived as actual demons. He possesses knowledge of something profoundly dark and is determined to bring it to light. The gravity in his voice sends shivers down the spine. Elijah Schaffer's use of brackets after Gibson's name in the tweet implies some level of involvement in the film. However, it's important to note that the actor has primarily promoted the movie on social media and is not believed to be directly engaged in its production. The video in question is an edited excerpt from a 1998 episode of Hollywood Conversations, featuring a captivating discussion between British movie director Mike Figgis and Mel Gibson. In the interview, Gibson begins by recounting his initial strange and paranoid suspicions about Hollywood when he first arrived. He admits initially thinking he was overly suspicious, only to later realize that many of his fears were entirely justified. The anguish of discovering his worst nightmares to be true is evident on his face, leaving viewers spellbound. Furthermore, Gibson candidly discusses his expectations of betrayal in Hollywood, using a graphic metaphor involving a knife being thrust into his back, a portrayal that resonates with countless individuals in the industry. The actor narrates an intriguing encounter with a celebrity whose cold presence made him uneasy as the person walked through a crowd towards him, though it remains unclear whom he refers to. Concluding the story, Gibson delivers a surprising revelation that prompts the thought, "Oh no, Chris Walken is the Antichrist." The Twitter video comes to an end, with Gibson discussing the essential need for cockroach-like resilience to survive in Hollywood's unforgiving world. Back in June, social media was abuzz with rumors about Mel Gibson working on a groundbreaking docuseries that would expose the multi-billion-dollar global child sex trafficking market. Leading Report's Twitter page ignited widespread interest by sharing what they claimed to be breaking news about the star's involvement in a 4-part docuseries investigating the $34 billion child sex trafficking market involving countries like Ukraine. This tweet garnered over 11 million views, along with tens of thousands of likes, comments, and retweets. Even the prominent social media influencer Matt Wallace, with 1 million Twitter followers, echoed the sentiment, stating that it's time to reveal the truth. However, despite previous hints from Tim Ballard, the founder of the anti-sex trafficking charity Operation Underground Railroad, regarding Gibson's involvement in the docuseries, a representative for the acclaimed actor staunchly denied all reports, dismissing them as inaccurate. Even as the claims went viral, journalist Catherine Brodsky raised doubts about the authenticity of leading reports' information, pointing out the lack of credible sourcing for their supposed breaking news. In a subsequent tweet, she boldly called out the spread of false information, highlighting how such baseless rumors can rapidly gain traction on social media without proper verification. Throughout his career, this man has experienced incredible highs and shocking lows. During the early 2000s, Mel Gibson held an indisputable position as both a bona fide movie star and an auteur, standing at the pinnacle of his profession. His status was solidified by an impressive combination of factors. Not only did he exude captivating charm, earning him recognition as People magazine's sexiest man alive in 1985, but he also wielded significant influence within the entertainment industry, earning the title of Forbes' most powerful celebrity in 2004. His talent and dedication were further acknowledged with numerous accolades, particularly for his role in the 1995 epic Braveheart, where he starred and directed. The film brought him extraordinary success, securing 2 prestigious Academy Awards for Best Picture and Best Director. Moreover, Gibson's prowess at the box office was undeniable, with 10 of his films between 1989 and 2002 grossing more than $100 million domestically. In 2004, his directorial work on The Passion of the Christ exceeded all expectations, amassing a staggering $600 million worldwide against a modest budget of $30 million. This achievement solidified Gibson's position as a remarkable filmmaker capable of captivating audiences and achieving remarkable commercial success. During that era, there was no comparable figure in the current post-movie star age that could match Mel Gibson's level of fame and influence. One could imagine a scenario where today's heartthrob, Chris Hemsworth, ventured into directing and achieved similar success, or perhaps Christopher Nolan taking on a thriving action star career, or even George Clooney displaying more consistent box office prowess. That's how significant Mel Gibson's impact was in the entertainment landscape. However, in 2006, a significant setback occurred when Gibson was pulled over by a police officer for drunk driving, leading to a shocking eruption of anti-Semitic remarks. This incident had severe repercussions on his public image, especially because it wasn't the first time he had been associated with displays of bigotry. Prior to this, his film The Passion of the Christ had sparked controversy in 2004 due to its portrayal of Jews in a contentious manner, drawing criticism from organizations like the Anti-Defamation League. As the media exposed a troubling history of bigoted quotes spanning decades, including instances of homophobia and derogatory remarks about women, Gibson's once illustrious career began to falter. Esteemed figures in the industry, such as Amy Pascal, the head of Sony, and Ari Emanuel, the head of William Morris Endeavor Entertainment, distanced themselves from him, reflecting the seriousness of the situation and its impact on his standing in Hollywood. As a response to the mounting criticism and backlash, ABC canceled a mini-series that Gibson was developing on the Holocaust. In acknowledgement of his reprehensible behavior, Gibson sought rehabilitation and issued public apologies. However, the negative press took a significant toll on his career. In 2006, Gibson's film Apocalypto, which he directed, achieved moderate success at the box office, but it received mixed reviews from critics. Subsequently, Gibson's film releases experienced a noticeable decline for the next 5 years. Then in 2010, his personal life made headlines again when his girlfriend, Oksana Gregorieva, accused him of physical assault while she was carrying their infant daughter. Leaked tapes of their confrontations further tarnished his public image, as they revealed more offensive and troubling language used by Gibson. The legal consequences for this incident were relatively mild, with Gibson pleading no contest to a misdemeanor battery charge, undergoing court-ordered counseling, and paying fines. However, many felt that he had received leniency due to his privileges and fame. Nonetheless, the consequences within Hollywood were more impactful. His agency dropped him on the day the tapes were released, and high-profile actors like Leonardo DiCaprio withdrew from projects associated with Gibson, including a planned Gibson cameo. The incident had a profound effect on his standing within the entertainment industry. In The Hangover Part 2, a film in which he was initially involved, Mel Gibson's role was eventually scrapped due to protests from the cast and crew. Additionally, a film that he produced, co-wrote, and starred in titled Get the Gringo faced a limited release and was relegated to video on demand upon its release in 2012. The controversies surrounding him led to a widespread sentiment in Hollywood that no one wanted to associate with Mel Gibson or involve him in their projects. For several years, Gibson maintained a low profile, seemingly staying out of the public eye. However, in 2016, he staged a remarkable comeback as a director with the critically acclaimed film Hacksaw Ridge. The movie also achieved substantial box office success, grossing $175 million worldwide, with $67 million domestically. Hacksaw Ridge earned 6 Oscar nominations, including one for Best Director, further solidifying Gibson's resurgence in the industry. His comeback continued in 2017 with a role in the family comedy Daddy's Home 2, which garnered an impressive $180 million in worldwide box office earnings. Despite the previous controversies, Hollywood had mostly embraced Gibson during this period of revival. However, the situation seems to have changed, and there may be a shift in Hollywood's attitude toward Gibson once again. In recent times, Mel Gibson has faced widespread rejection, leading to a tarnished reputation on the internet. Fans now express strong disapproval of seeing him in movies. One individual tweeted, "Well, I'm glad to hear they replaced Mel Gibson. He was way too problematic and we shouldn't be supporting his career." Even Jack White and a few others criticized him, stating that anyone who normalizes or respects him, considering him a disgusting fascist racist conman, is also deemed disgusting in their book. Joe Rogan, Mark Wahlberg, Guy Fieri, and others were also mentioned in the context of this criticism. The overall sentiment expressed in the video was strongly negative towards Gibson. Aside from the discussions on Gibson's reputation, the video touched upon other serious issues, such as human trafficking, particularly the trafficking of children. The speaker expressed the desire to continue working but emphasized that they would never compromise their integrity or sell their soul for money and fame. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned and we will catch you in the next video.